Hello, person that had this video start auto-playing because I lack a channel trailer. I hope you're doing well. I'm doing more coding again because it's really easy and it makes me be productive in two ways. I get to be productive in coding and streaming. So it's a win-win. A win-win-win. Yeah. It'll be awesome. I've also upgraded a little bit. Or I mean, not really upgraded, but I kind of re-added the things that were missing. So chat is once again, let me bring OBS on the other side, sorry. Chat's right down here. You can see my mouse gets hidden by the little chat box hidden in this corner. But it's right here now. So all messages will appear here real time. And all the music should be normalized. So every single song should be the same volume, and we shouldn't have to worry about, you know, one song being really loud, because that sometimes pops up. Like one song will be super chill, and then another song's still chill, but it's just kind of louder than the others. So I normalized them with some random program I found online, MP3 Gain. And it's like super old looking, but whatever, it works. Like from 2009 or something, I don't know. But yeah, we got that going. So, we have a Discord. There it is. Look at this Discord. Of course, we were getting the bot running. We have the suggest command working. You can suggest a word. Has to be between 1 and 20 characters. Damn it. Really shakes when you press that. If you want to vibrate your Discord client, just, you know, use the suggest command. Spam enter. It's the most ideal way. One other thing we could probably do also is just the vowels channel, because that's really easy. All that has to do is, like, you know, check if there's vowels, which is really simple. But yeah, well, we could do that a little later. So the entire bot works, kind of. So we changed a little bit of stuff. So when a word is whitelisted, eventually in the time loop function, right up here, it adds it to type words as is. So it has a timestamp, a user ID, and the actual word. So our type thing doesn't actually work anymore. Kind of. All we have to do is type word info, or word data, I'd say. Words. No. That's incorrect. We want to do words. So instead of dot includes, which we cannot really do anymore, we have to make our own function. We're gonna instead do for word data of type underscore words. Right? No, we're not doing this right. This is grabbing it directly from the JSON file. We do not want to do that. What we do want to do, though, is we want to get a little data from require ... functions data. And that should be where we get it from. So, you know, instead of grabbing the entire thing, we're just gonna grab it from the function that handles all of that, so we don't mix things up. So we will do data.get, and we have to await it, technically, type underscore words. And that'll give us the word data. And then in there, if word data dot word, right? Is that how we're doing it? Yeah, we're doing word. So it'll be type words, there'll be an object in there, and then we'll get word from that. So we just have to check every single word and make sure if it is in the list, then go ahead and use it. There are ways you can, you know, make it a lot quicker. I don't actually know those ways, but it's not gonna be, that big of a list. That's not gonna make that much of a difference, but we could technically, like, make an index and stuff. Like, one thing we could do is, like, index each first letter, so when we add a word, we just sort it all, and then, whenever we grab from it, we just look, okay, where's the W index? And then we check for the W word. Kinda like that. But we don't need to do that. All we need to do is check each word, and that's sort of it. We just have to check each word. So, for word data, if word data.word equals the word that we are using, then let is whitelisted equal false. If it is in there, is whitelisted equals true. It's actually going to be a function because we want to break out of it. So we're going to do a little bit of this and this. So it'll start from the beginning. It'll just go through every object, and it'll check the word. If it's the same, break out, we're good. Now we actually want to do this for every word because we want to make a message that checks every single word in that message. So we don't actually want to just stop at that point, which we're kind of doing here. Instead, we want to do something like make an array of which words are bad. So we can do that. Let's make that. So check each word against save data. So for this, we'll also make a let, like, bad words. I don't know. Not whitelisted words. I'm trying to make up a variable name that makes sense. Bad words, sure. Equals an array. And then that array will just be added to. So if it isn't whitelisted, then bad words dot push, we will add an we could just add a position, actually. So we'll just do, oh, that does mean we have to change it a little bit. So we need a position of the word, so we can, like, go through bad words again, be like, okay, this is the word that we're looking at. So to do that, we have to change the for thing. We have to make it, we want to make it let I equal 0. I is less than words.length I++. And then let word equal words I. Just like that. And then we'll push I if it's not whitelisted. And then it'll just go through, and we should get an array of positions of the words that aren't whitelisted. So, if there are bad words, remove and notify. So we're gonna do a little something. So remove message. It's gonna be a little different. I mean, not too difficult, but I don't even know if we need that function, I'll be honest. Because we're only gonna do it in like one location, but who knows. Let's see. So if bad words dot length is greater than 0, so that means there is a bad word in there, then we want to remove the message. So we will await remove message. Flavor, we can kind of wait on that, but reason's gonna be the tough part. Because reason's the big ol' bad. And I'll actually show you what the other bot worked like. So... oh wait, I can't because it's in DMs. But I added the snip tool. So if I just snip tool this, then show it. Boom, there we go. So this is what we have here. So the previous bot worked by it saying the message was deleted. It says how many non-whitelisted words there were, and then it sends back your message. It'll send your message again. So you know, you could copy paste it, but you know which words you can't use. So we're gonna do something like this because it's extremely useful. I do want to format it a little nicer though. The one thing I'm not sure if you could do in embeds is use like the quote feature. I don't think you can, but we'll have to try. Let's see. So I'm gonna close this out. I go on to good old my server, or sorry, Sudakia's server. It's not mine. Sudakia's. I mean, let's actually just start coding first. So let's just try it out. So this is an attempt at a quote. I don't think it'll work in the embed, but it'd be really cool if it did. Be pretty dope. But it probably won't work. Let's try. So let's run the bot. Let me find the bot. Open up command prompt. Terminal. There it is. Oh, the chat's right over. Let me hide the chat. Or let me move it down. There we go. That's more seamless. So, node dot. We have the bot running. So then if we go into Discord and, you know, type whatever message, it'll get deleted. And then I get a DM. Let's see what the DM is. Oh, okay. Okay, snip tool, snip tool. Here. Does it actually show my entire thing? I think it does. There we go. Okay, cool. So the snip tool is actually pretty useful for streams like this. So I could just take a little section of the screen and show you guys. It actually works. Look at that. A quote in an embed. Big pog. Pog. Whoa. Okay, so that works. That's cool. So we're going to do that instead of, you know, literal quotation mark. So that'll be very nice. Let me go back to... Let me close that. There we go. So we can actually quote it, which is amazing. So we're going to do that. Welcome back, Mimi. Hello again. We're getting some whitelisted words filtered. It's going to be beautiful. And I also added an original words thing because a little trick is, since they're both split by spaces, but we get rid of punctuation and everything, any punctuation in the word will be, you know, relayed back. If that makes sense. Like, it actually has the punctuation bolded as part of the bad word, even though it's not, but it was part of the message, so we'll include it anyways. But we need the words. We need the sentence that they made. So we're gonna try that. Also, one thing that might happen is if maybe word might be just a blank string. Because I think if we actually go into JS Fiddle again, JS Fiddle is really useful for just fiddling around with things. Let me go to a web browser. Opera. JS Fiddle. Okay, so if we do console.log, hi, double space, hello, dot split. I think this will actually have like a thing. Yeah, so double spaces are counted, so there's gonna be a possibility that we have a little thing like this, which is good, but it's gonna be filtered out. It's gonna be counted as a word. It's not gonna find it in the filtered stuff, so we just have to account for this real quick, which is simple enough. I mean, we literally just have to do if word equals blank, continue. I think that's literally it. Is whitelisted? It is. Doesn't have to check anything. Yeah, there you go. So this will just hop right back over and it'll continue the for loop. So those double spaces shouldn't be included anymore, but they will be in the actual thing down here. So we want to preserve the original message as much as possible. And what we're going to do here is going to do that quite well. So if we let the original message, let annotated message equal blank string. And we're going to reconstruct the message that the person sent, except with bolded letters, I guess. Though the thing that happens is that if someone themselves uses bold characters within the message, like if their literal message was like hi, or like something like that, then the bot will actually do this, where it adds another bold, because it doesn't remove the formatting. So we need to remove the formatting somewhat, because even, you can't really copy paste bold anyways, because it just copies as normal text. So we're just gonna have to remove from the original word any occurrences of asterisk here. Though I'm not sure if this is a special character, but we're gonna try it anyways. I'm gonna assume it isn't, but I think I could backslash it just to be sure, but I'll just keep it as is. So we're gonna remove any asterisks, and I mean, I guess we could technically remove like underscores too, but we'll leave that, I guess. Okay, there's a few things that kind of break though. The bad thing is the asterisk is a formatting tool, but someone might use it like, I'm gonna say the F word, and does like that, but then the bot will send it back like this, and it'll be like, oh, what happened? This is an F. Why? Like, what happened to it? So that's part of the confusing part. But I think, I don't know, it's kind of hard. Let's actually experiment a little bit. So content, we're gonna console.log the content as we receive it. I'm gonna do a few tests. I wanna see how it displays certain things in the bot. So if we run the bot, we have the terminal back up, and we go back to Discord. Let's try it out. So it's gonna print the message content. So imagine I did this. Or no, imagine I did this. Well, let's just do this to start. Actually, already errored. What the hell happened? Wait a second. What happened here? Dot replace is not a function? Oh, we're doing it on array, my bad. We should do that to content, not split. Yeah, that's just a teensy little error right there. You want to replace the content before we split it. Just like that. And then I'll rerun the bot. And then we'll go back in the Discord and we'll do this. So it's italic F. And it errored again? What the hell's it erroring on now? Oh, fantastic. It's erroring on code. What is it erroring on? Holy shit. Why is there so much stuff here? It's a really big error. 50 though. Okay. Check. 50. Await remove message. Okay, well, did it print? Yeah, it did. It printed anyways, it just errored down the line. But we have the actual asterisks in here. It doesn't matter if they're formatted or not. But the other thing I wanted to do was test an error again because I don't really want to fix this yet. I'm gonna rerun it. I want to test what happens when you do the same thing, but you backslash them. Because you can see these are grayed out, so they might not send through? I'm not sure. I think they should. Yeah, they did. Okay. Because what happened is just a little F here. So they do get backslashed. So what we could do is we could remove asterisks without a backslash in front of them. Though that would be kind of hard to filter out. I don't know how that would actually work. I think for the time being we'll just remove all asterisks though. Just because we're going to use them for bolded. And then, you know, we can make it more advanced later down the line. And one thing I also wanted to do real quick. Go back in the Discord. Let me throw my terminal in here. We use the terminal quite a lot alongside Discord. So if I just like stick it like up here. You feel me? Like right over here or something? Maybe not that big. Maybe like there. I think that'll work a little better. So we don't have to keep switching between them. I can, you know, do this and Discord because we're usually looking for results from Discord, right? So you'll see in real time errors. It's beautiful. So what do we need to do now? I think we are just going to kind of ignore it for now and just remove the asterisk in general. So let's just delete content, and then we will we're just going to construct the annotated message as planned. So for let I equals 0. I is less than words.length. I++. We're going to reconstruct this gosh darn message. So, annotated, or actually, no. Well, actually, yeah, I think we should be good. So, let word equal words. I mean, we don't even need to do that. So what we're going to do here is we're going to check if it's a bad word. If it is, it's going to be bolded. But we're also not going to directly use the filtered content. We're going to use the original words. So it's properly formatted and everything. So it has all the punctuation in it, despite the fact that it's obviously grilled. No, despite the fact that it's not considered in the filtering itself. Couldn't help myself. I had to. I don't know why I always say that whenever I say despite the fact. So if bad words dot includes, that's an array. If it includes I, so if the current position is in bad words, then we want to bold it. So we want to do annotated message equals space, right? Do we do that? Do we want to end it already? So I think Discord automatically removes trailing spaces. So I think this should be fine. Because there's just going to be a space in the annotated message, but... Well, in a quote, though? I don't know, they might. Let's see. So, what we want to do is we want to make it bold. And we want to use the original words. I. And then just end the bold. And if it's not a bad word, we just want to do the same exact thing, just with no bold. So just like that. And that should be the annotated message. So we'll use the annotated message within our reasoning. So our reasoning is going to be your message contained... Actually, let's make it a literal statement. So we make a little backtick. I think that's what it's called, backtick. Then we can do this. And then we can do bad words.length. So your message contained this many non-whitelisted words. New line, new line. The words in bold are not allowed. Or the words below in bold are not allowed. New line. Then we're going to do the quote. And then we're going to do the annotated message. And then also, because I am a good developer, I'm going to take into account plurals, which some people don't even freaking bother. We're going to take into account that if bad words equals 1, then, or question mark, then make it blank, otherwise add an S. So 0 words, 1 word, 2 words. So you just have to check if it's 1. If it is, remove the S. So, I hate that people don't do that. I hate when people do this. They just add a parentheses. Like, bro, it's the easiest thing just to add this little piece right here. Come on. It's a pet peeve of mine. Okay. But that should be that. And we save. And we just hope that it works. I mean, what was our error initially? Our error is received one or more errors. Our error is invalid string length. Okay, yeah, so what happened here is that it expects when you specify content up here, it expects that you actually specify something because then there's no reason to specify it. Because down here, we actually didn't specify anything for either. So it was like, what? Why are you bringing a blank string? Because that's not even needed. But that does make it so we actually are forced to add flavor text. So, oh, sorry, your message. I had to delete your message. Something like that. Your, starting to type something. Your message. Save that. Let's run it. Terminal. Actually, I don't even need the terminal here. Let's just go to Discord. And if I type... I mean, there's nothing whitelisted right now, so if I type anything... Hi guys, how is it hanging? And then, like, Pika smile. Or stare, sorry. Oh yeah, we have to do a emoji filter too. Ooh, that's gonna be spicy. So yeah, we do that. It gets deleted. They DM me. I go into my DMs to check. And I noticed I made a very, very simple mistake here. Take a look at this. It's just Pika stare. But your message contains 7 non-whitelisted words. The words below in bold are not allowed. And it only has Pika stare. Why is that? Because I accidentally did equals instead of plus equals. I was just overwriting the thing every single time. But one thing I did notice, I already, removed the snip, but there's a little extra space in it, which is very annoying. So let's, it doesn't account for it, so let's remove it. So our first, there's a few ways we go about this. We could just like make sure that there's no space in the beginning in general. So if I equals 0, we just don't have this. But it is much easier to just do annotated message dot splice, right? No, that's for array. God damn it. Not splice. Is it split, splice, or slice? It's slice. There we go. Oh, I always mix those up. You can never... It's never easy with these guys. Split, splice, or slice. It's a slice for this one. So we just want to slice 0, 1. I believe. Includes the characters up to but not including end. So it'll just take out 0, which will be a blank space. And does it edit it? No, it doesn't. So we actually have to do this. So we're going to set it to the slice. And then we go back to Discord. You know what, screw it. I'm actually going to... I'll take over my... nice little snip tool over there too. The more I add to this, like the easier it is to like actually like do stuff and things. And I did actually just show the DMs anyway, so screw it. Well, there goes that. But there you go. But I did want to rerun the bot because we did change stuff. And I wanted to, because I just switched over, we have the snip tool in here now, so I could just, pull it up. I think it'll just work. Like if I do a little bit of this, because look how seamless it is. Kind of like really useful. Look at that. And it resizes itself. Very useful. A good tool. So I could just open that whenever I need to. So, you know, this streaming setup's getting pretty bulky right now. Like, it's actually pretty seamless. Cool. But we reran the bot, so if I say, what is up, guys? Here, god damn, that's an old one. What is up, guys? Again, bot is not gonna like me. And then, well, I guess snip tool is kind of useless because it'll show the Discord anyways. But if we go over, open the snip tool, boom, look at that. So, actually, I didn't actually look at it, I just took a snip of it. There's nothing here. There's nothing. Is it because I think I did this wrong. I think I used slice incorrectly. I think the way slice does actually work is returns a section of a string. It doesn't remove the part of the string. What I'm doing here is I'm only returning back the singular space in the beginning. I need to do not that. So I need to do something like literally 1. I think that's literally all I have to do. Beginning and end will defaultly be the end of the string object. So it's literally just 1. And then I think it should work. I'll just do it off camera, or off screen real quick, because I keep switching between them. But what is up, guys? Again, please work. I do a little bit of that, I get a DM, I open the snip tool, popping up, and boom, bang, pow. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 non-whitelisted words. It still looks like there's like a weird space. I think that might have just been like part of the quote. So I think us removing this initial space is actually pointless. But there you go. That's the message. And if I add punctuation to it, like this is punctuation. I'll show you what I wrote so you actually can see. Snip tool is not needed here. Let me remove that. So if I send this, and then we go back, and I take another snip, snop, there we go. And you can actually see, look at that. So this period right here isn't bolded, because it's actually whitelisted, because it's a blank string when it goes through the filter. So there's only 3 non-whitelisted words. This is punctuation. The period's fine. So we literally just need working words for it to do its thing. So we got stuff. We're getting there. Awesome. It's very nice. Let me go back to the Discord real quick. And okay, there we go. Okay, so let's start doing a bit more coding. So we got the bot like fully working. Like it works in its entirety. Pretty nice. But we need to do a little more than that, because it's one thing to filter the words and, you know, compare it, but there's another thing to get through Morse code, and if people whitelist a singular letter, making sure they don't string those letters together to make a word, because that's a big no-no. So we're gonna have to make those checks. So to do that, we'll actually do those checks before even checking the words, because usually when someone's doing it, you know, it's very obvious and you don't have to use the computing power to do the word stuff. So we'll make a little section. Filter edge cases, basically, or filter bypasses. So our first filter will be Morse code. So we want to check if they're doing Morse code, basically. And the way to do that, I actually already kind of did this. So there's a way you can bypass this if you really wanted to, but it'll be difficult. So what I did over here, I'm actually already at the Morse code part. What I did was, these aren't all the Morse code letters, because period is a Morse code letter, so if we just check for that, then it's going to break things. But what I did is I took these letters and I just checked them. But I specifically only picked the very strange letters, like the things that you won't accidentally type. Like, you feel me? Like, if you do a little bit of, you'd accidentally, or like this. Like, this is a face, but it's also a Morse code letter, technically. I didn't include that over here because you might accidentally type that, and you'll be flagged, and you don't want accidentally flag. But, yeah, that's basically it. So I just included all the ones that are very obviously Morse code. So if you ever include any of these in there, then we're gonna have a problem. So let Morse letters equal a new array of these. Whoa, what the? Oh, I accidentally full screen somehow. Or did I? No, I closed this somehow with a hotkey. Strange. Okay, well, there you go. I pressed control something. I have no clue what did that. But we have an array of Morse letters. So all we want to do is just go through for Morse letter of Morse letters if Morse letter, or actually if content, the original content, so includes all the punctuation, if content dot contains, if string contains a string, yes, perfect. So if content contains the Morse letter, then we want to remove the message. So await remove message, and then we're going to return after it so it doesn't continue. And we just have to have some text in there. So your message contained Morse code, which is a bypass to the whitelist system. And I mean, basically just need that. And then flavor text. Yeah, that was thought of already. There you go. So that should filter most of Morse code. I mean, if you really wanted to, you can just like ignore these letters or like switch them with stuff, but then at that point, it's just way too difficult to, you know, translate, because there's no systems that don't do dots and dashes. Like, you could switch them, but you'd have to make your own translator for that, and that'd be kind of lame. Or not lame, but actually a lot of effort for nothing. So, there you go. Morse code's already filtered. I could test it, but I'm just gonna assume it works for now. Because this is really simple. This literally just takes each one of these and just checks if it's in the string. So the next thing we want to do is strings of short letters. So like consecutive short letters, like A, P, P, L, E. like something like that. I mean, I guess I could provide a Morse code example too, like dot 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 dash 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 dot 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 or something. Actually, would that be whitelisted? Actually, yeah, it would be. That actually is whitelisted because I actually specifically, when I filtered them, I wanted to make sure it's only checking for the ones that both have dots and dashes in them, so you don't accidentally, if you did like a bunch of dashes, it won't be like, oh, that's an S. So you know what? No, don't need that. But consecutive short letters. So for this one, we actually want to check the filtered words, so the words without punctuation, because now we're just checking the filter, and we want to check for word of words if word.length is less than 3. So if it's smaller than 3, then you could probably string things together. Like if everyone whitelisted the alphabet, then you could start, doing that with, strings of 1, like I did with Apple. Like if A, P, L, and E are all individually whitelisted, but Apple isn't, you just do this. But we don't want that. So why not just check if it's 1? Well, someone could still technically go through and get some very common strings of like 2 letters. So like someone could type this if they whitelisted individual ones, and then you can reuse the ST for like, oh, stream, and I also can type stam or whatever other word. So we don't want that. So that's why if it's 1 or 2 length, we're gonna filter it. But not entirely. So if it's less than 3, of course you can whitelist the alphabet, but we just don't want people to use it to make words out of it. So if the word length is less than 3, then from that word, we want to check the other word. Coming out of it, I guess. So what we actually want to do, we want another let I equals. I'm just going to copy paste this. Use this way too much. There you go. So let I equals 0. So let word equal words I. Just for ease of use. So if word.length is less than 3, then we want to check if the other 2 words are less than 3. So for let v, because we already used I, let v equals 0. V is less than 2, right? And then v++. We're gonna check if words I plus v. It's kind of a little complicated. We're actually gonna start at 3 as well, or at 1. It's a little complex to think about, but we're just gonna start from the position of the word, and we're gonna add 1 to it. So we're gonna get the next word. And if that word is less than 3, then we want to check the next word. If that one is also less than 3, then we're gonna assume, okay, this person is, doing the bad. Yeah, that's basically what we have to do. But I also want to make it so I don't manually have to type, like I plus 1 plus 2, which I think I probably did over here. Yeah, I did. Is it what it is? Yeah, it tries to use singular letters. So I did the manual way, which is add 1 to the position, add 2 to the position, do that. Actually, it does only do singular letters, which I actually didn't anticipate, but I don't think there's ever a string of 2-letter words that you can use 3 in a row, like, consecutively for no reason. That's all I'm gonna say. There's not many 2-letter words. So, I'm gonna stick with the less than 3. But what we want to do is we want to make it so we could just check. So, is consecutive equals false, or is true, and then, well, yeah, you want to start with false? Yeah, okay, so we're gonna start with true until we're proven wrong, is what we're gonna do. So, is consecutive equals true, but if words I plus V dot length is less than 3, or is not less than 3, or, I mean, I guess it'll make more sense if I just did, is greater than 2, then is consecutive equals false, right? So it'll just check if the next 2 words are consecutive, or consecutively, less than 2, and if they are, then we will remove it. So in this case, we will do a little bit of if. It's getting a little confusing because it's a bunch of numbers that I have to keep track of. If is consecutive, then we're just going to do the remove message thing. Your message contained, or your message uses too many, or your message tries to create, I don't know how to word it. It's always hard to word things on stream because I'm always trying to talk, so it's like, what do I word it like? If I think a little too hard on it, then, it's just going to be silent and you're going to be looking at a screen of nothing. I mean, of a bunch of words, but, but your message tries to use letters to bypass, or I don't know. Your message includes too many consecutive short words, which is a bypass to the whitelist system. Includes too many consecutive short words. Short, I don't know. Sure, let's just leave it like that. That should work, I don't know. But that should do that thing, and I think that's literally it. We could optimize it, but we don't really need to. Let's just go through it again real quick. So, if the first word is A, then it'll be like, okay, it's less than 3. So let's check if the next 2 are less than 3. This will actually error if there isn't a word there. So if words I plus V, I guess if not words I plus V, so if it doesn't even exist, then we're gonna just break it. Because you can, have a letter at the end. But we don't want it to error. We don't want it to be checking words that don't exist. We're gonna make sure that it does its thing. So that should fix that little error that would pop up. And that's, I think, that bypass. So we filter Morse code, we filter short letters. We also have to filter emojis, which is kind of the opposite. So here we're removing bypasses. This one we're kind of adding a bypass with emoji. So what we need to do is we need to get the emojis and stickers, and we have to compare it to the message to see if it uses any. It's kind of complicated too, so it's a bit complex to do that, because I know up here somewhere I bypass it. Just don't know where. Actually, we probably look for it. So it literally is, you know, A, and it should have a filter for that somewhere. Is emoji? I think that might be it. Maybe? I think so. So what it's doing here is it's removing the emojis from the actual message. So for each emoji in the server, it's gonna check, okay, is that emoji being properly used? If it is, replace it with nothing, so it'll just delete it. So we technically just do the same with our filter, except it starts getting a little complicated, because then there's a little bit of, you know, discontinuities here. Because emojis can be next to each other with no spaces, which is a big one. So they're not going to be separate words all the time. So we can't just check each word if it's an emoji. We have to check each... We just have to check the entire string if it has an emoji in it. Which is difficult. But we can do it, because we've done it before. I forget how I do it here, but I'll figure out how to do it with our stuff. So what we need to do, right up here we replace punctuation and new lines. But we also want to replace emotes. I kind of prefer emotes over the word emoji. How do we do that? Well, just looking at it, I know. I apologize. If you want, close your eyes and just listen to me, because there isn't much going on screen. It's just a bunch of words. Don't even look over here. This is just awful. This is just no comments. Like, look at this. I made this like 2 years ago. Big yikes over here. No, we want to look over here. It's a little nicer because we actually have comments. Let the comments guide you. So we're gonna try to replace the emotes so they don't get filtered, because emotes they should be allowed. EP, how dare you, Miles? Didn't even notice. Miles, get out of here. You know what? I'll ban you. Yeah, just read the comments, okay? Also not EP, you're EP. How dare you? So to replace emotes, you're gonna leave. Okay, leave. No. You can stay around if you want. I'm just gonna be coding though. Isn't too interesting. I think it's kind of fun to have the final result though. But this one's hard. Emojis we have to filter, but also include in the filtered message, but also not filter them, but also kind of filter them. Okay. So what can we do with this? We might have to do it before this, maybe? But then again, the problem is we want to include emojis in here. We want to include it in the annotated message. Right now, it wouldn't include that. So, how might we edit the filter to account for that? I think what we might be able to do, which might be the best bet, instead of like deleting it preemptively, let's check each word, but let's, do a little bit of stuff inside of here. So we'll check if it's blank, all that. Oh, but then, it's so difficult because I want to filter it within here, but the words being used in here don't have any punctuation. So we don't actually know if it's properly formatted to be an emote, because we don't want just random, emoji IDs in the chat. That'd be kind of sucky. How are we gonna do this? We could still have like the original words and everything, but those kind of suck too, because I think let's just continue with what I was gonna do, but it's not gonna work fully because it's gonna have punctuation when we check it, but it's not gonna have punctuation after the fact. So we're gonna have to do a little bit of spicy editing and stuff. It's gonna be awful. Okay, well, let's see. We could still weigh our options, but let's just try it the way I want. I kind of want to weigh my options, but I also don't think it'll be easy to do it any other way. If we just leave it as a specific word, then we could just remove it from the words, right? And then re-include them. Because back in the annotated message, it'll include original words and punctuation. We just have to remove it from the filter before it actually gets checked. So, what we need to do here is we need to start commenting things, because it does more than just check each word. So this will check each word against save data. But down here, we also want to check if an emote is in the word. So we need to get our list of emotes. I don't know how to do this because I've never done it in Discord.js, so let's pull up the handy dandy Discord.js.org documentation. Wow, look at that. Okay. Yippee-ki-yay. So what we want to look for is we want to go to client. Because we're gonna need to get the server itself, because it's gonna be part of that. So we're gonna have to do client.guilds. And let me just start typing this so we don't get lost. So let server equal client.guilds.fetch, I assume. And then we're gonna fetch the guild ID, which I'll just yoink. And this. And then we have to await that. But let's double check. So we have fetch. Yeah, I think this should work. And it's also interesting, bots can actually create guilds, but if they're only in less than 10. It's an interesting feature. I wonder That'd be kind of interesting to have a guild automatically created for something, but I don't know. Nothing you can't just do with a channel, but who knows. So we're gonna fetch a guild. We're not gonna use the cache because fetch also checks the cache anyway, so might as well just use fetch. We're gonna await it. It's gonna be a guild resolvable, which includes the snowflake ID. That's good. And then we should end up with the server. So we should end up with a guild. God, that's a lot of things. Oh my god. Guilds have a lot of properties in them. What we're interested in is the emojis, though. So let's go back. Let's start typing these so we don't lose track, but we need the guild emoji. So server emotes equals server.emojis. And then let's see how we can get the entire list of them. So emoji manager. Fetch. Edit. Might just be a fetch again, but I don't know how to get all of them. Contains one or more emojis from Discord. So I don't even think we need a ID. Yeah, so fetch all emojis from guild. Emojis.fetch. There you go. Easy. Easy peasy. Cool. So because we're not looking for a specific ID, we're just gonna get all server emotes. And we're gonna wait for it. And then so the point is, like, it'll fetch it, which of course we're gonna have to wait for if it's not in the cache. But once it fetches it, it will be cached, and this will be almost, I mean, it's already almost instantaneous, but will be literally like instantaneous once we actually run it. So this won't take, like, you know, ages to run every single time for every message. It'll be actually pretty efficient. So with the server emotes, we're gonna have to look at the emote object. So there's a lot of cross-referencing, but we're gonna get a collection of guild emojis. And guild emojis have a ID. The emoji's ID. And then the identifier used for message reactions. I don't think we need that. The emoji's name requires colons. Whether or not this emoji requires colons surrounding it. What? I didn't know there was parts that didn't include an emoji or colons around it. I thought they always did. Okay, interesting. Animated. Fetch author, set name, toString. This might be useful. So when concatenated with a string, this automatically returns the text required to form a graphical emoji. This is what we need. So the user will be sending something like this. Emoji.toString. So for emote of server emotes, I'll just type server emote of server emotes. That's kind of what we've been doing. What we want to do is word equals word.replace. So we're just going to remove any instance of any emoji that's in the server. But we're not going to remove, we're not going to remove, like, instances of an external emoji being used. Though that would mean you can whitelist external emojis, and then those could be used as bypasses, and then that's a little spooky. I wonder, hold on, let's check the message real quick. I don't think it would actually include this, but let's just see. So message doesn't have, like, emojis in it, does it? By chance? No. I don't think so. Interaction, embeds, content. Okay, it doesn't. Okay, so I just wanted to check because right now we're filtering, or we're explicitly whitelisting our emotes, but we're not explicitly blacklisting others' emotes. You feel me? So someone could whitelist a name and ID, and someone could get through that little thing, and we don't actually want that. That'd be bad. So we're gonna have to make something to counteract that eventually. Not sure what. But for now, what we can do is we will replace server emote.toString, any instance of that, with nothing. And we'll actually do that before anything. We'll actually do that before this too. Because if the word is literally just the emote, then, you know, once it's all removed, then it'll just be a blank string, and then it'll just continue. It'll be whitelisted. So we'll check if the emote's in the word. Check word against save data. I guess I'll stick that down. So I think this should just work. As far as I know. Let's see. Let's try running it. Wow, we actually get to run something now. So we go over to Discord, client gets ready, and we use an emote. And the bot errors, because content.contains is not a function. Big oof. 32, let's check that. We're in bug fixing mode now. Content.contain. Not a function. Content's a string, or at least it should be. Or maybe I override it at some point? No. And how do I check if a string contains something? Because I swear you literally just do a string and then dot contains. Right? If strings contain string. Maybe that's a... I mean, that says string list. Maybe I did this wrong. Let's check. So we have a string here. We're just going to check all the functions that it has. Is it includes? Search string. Damn it, it is includes, isn't it? Returns true if search string. God, I always... See, I mix up those two now as well. I mix up split, splice, and... splice, or whatever the hell it was. And now I also mix up includes and contains, because they're both the same exact thing. They're just used differently. So it's actually includes. I believe. I think that should do it. Let's see. So let's delete my message. And it... Client is undefined. Okay, yeah, so that's just me not defining that properly. We actually need to take the client from the initial message, which we could just do up here as well. Let client equal message.client. Because every single discord.js object has the client attached to it, so you can easily just always have the same exact object every single other script has. So that will fix that. We go back, delete our Pika stare, do it again, and wow. Oh, never mind. Never mind, it didn't like it. Okay, let's see why. Why did it not like it? Yeah, it just took it, and it did this. So one word's not whitelisted, it's just the Pika stare. So very strange, because we do remove it when it's a variable. But let's see what we can check with this. So in here, we go through all the server emotes. Let's do a let server emote actually. For all these let of, so it's not making a full global thing here. Let word data. Just bad practice to make global variables. Okay, so let server emote of server emotes. It'll get the toString of it and it'll replace it with nothing within the word. So just to see what, the actual word is and stuff. Oh, wait. Oh, this is why. I forgot. Okay, so the word doesn't have punctuation, so toString will never be in there because it contains punctuation. What we need to do is we need to check our unfiltered word. Let original word equal word, or is it original words, right? Yeah, I think. Should be. I mean, it removes the asterisk, but that should be fine. So we're gonna get the original word, and we're gonna compare that rather than what we were doing. And this is where the difficulty comes in, because word, we're gonna filter it, but we're gonna have to remove the punctuation, but we're gonna have to remove, all that good stuff as well for the emote. So a little difficult. Let's see what we could do. So original word. I could filter the original word, but that wouldn't make sense. So I guess we don't need it. I will, however, replace this because, we can just make a variable. Could not find name original word. Oh, it's because it's up here, so it actually doesn't work. Let's just leave that as is. So what we need to do with this instead is we're gonna have to do the same thing we do up here. We're gonna have to filter it through the same filter we do the filtered content. Which is kind of a, I don't know, brain buster, but there you go. So yeah, I think we should make a function. If I'm being honest, let's just make a function filter punctuation, or filter string. And what this will do is it'll just take a string and it'll just return string dot, and it'll do all this stuff to it. So we don't have to replace it everywhere if we end up changing what this is doing. So we're just gonna filter string when needed. So we'll do filter content. And then we'll just do the same exact thing, but we'll do it with our server emote. Filter string. And there we go. So instead, server emote's gonna turn into just the name and the ID, which has the caveat that you can just say the name and ID and it'll be whitelisted. But we could add an extra check for that, I guess. So difficult though. So right now, it filters the string and replaces anytime you just say the emote name and ID next to each other, because if you don't know how emotes are actually formatted, they're actually just, you know, Pika stare, and then a bunch of numbers for the ID. And no, I don't want to make an HTML thing, but it is just formatted like this. So if we remove the punctuation, it'll just be this. So all these will be whitelisted, even though these aren't really words that we want whitelisted. We want the embed itself only whitelisted. So something we might be able to do to also check that. But right now we should have a working whitelist, and we can actually test it real quick. So if we test it, go into my server. I always keep switching when I don't mean to. You know, that's what the snipping tool's for, but I always mess that up. So don't judge me. So we have bot started, so we just need to just use an emote. Damn. Doesn't work. Okay. So why not? Okay, it's still saying that the word's just not whitelisted, so we're gonna have to do some debugging. Oh. I mean, we have been, but we have to do more. So, if there are any bad words, remove and notify. Damn. Kinda suck. So, we need to check, like, what is the word? Actually, we don't want to check it in here, but we want to check it against this. So console.log word. And then we want to console.log this. And then we're going to also just include a new line so it's formatted nicely, because this is going to print a bunch of emotes. Like every single emote will be printed by this. But it'll give us a insight into what it's actually comparing. So if we do Pika stare again, we get a bunch of stuff. Oh, strange. Okay. Yeah. So we have Pika stare here. That's how it's formatted in the actual text after it's filtered. And we do have that here, but it also includes a little bit here, which doesn't... I don't know why that's there. I don't know why there's an ID before it as well. That begs the question, could I, like, copy-paste this? Because they insist, unless the library is broken, they insist I could probably do this. Like that, I think. Or something like this, or... yeah, I don't even know. The emoji toString just might be broken? I don't know, that seems very strange, because that's a very obvious breaking bug. I don't know why the ID would be before the actual name, because it's not formatted like that. Like, if I give you the actual example, it's typically formatted like this. So, name, ID. And that's literally what makes it an emote. Or actually, it includes a colon here too. And you can see that it automatically turns into that. So when I do Pika stare with the ID in front, maybe because I didn't include the colon. So let's see. If I did a little bit of this, 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 and a colon here, doesn't work, but it is whitelisted. You see that? So this is filtered by the bot, and it's like, oh, okay, it's good, because, you know, it's one of the items right here. But it doesn't resolve into an emote. It's just this. So I don't know what's up with that. I think we might have to make our own 2-string, basically. Because that, I don't know, it doesn't help. We can check one more thing before we even try. I'm gonna go back into the code. Let's just see what it literally is, 2-string. Because maybe there's like some weird format I'm unaware of. But I just check and then literally say anything, because it'll check through everything. The format is this. What? Why? Why is it this? That is very strange. I don't know why it includes the ID and then a comma. That's not how it works. I don't think. Let's check. Let's see. Is that how it works? No, it's not. Look at that. Bruh. Big bruh momento. Why? Why does it have a comma? It makes 0 sense. Let's refer back to the documentation. Alright, let's take a look-see-poo. The docs. It says, when concatenated with a string, this automatically returns the text required to form a graphical emoji. Emoji gets the first emoji, then it sends it. Or, wait, was it? Send only when it's concatenated to an emoji. Oh. That is so strange. I don't know what... So, you can just pass the emoji, because this is automatically called when it concatenates. Okay, okay. That is very strange. I'll be honest. I mean, fair enough. You can pass in the actual emoji object, and it'll actually just print properly, but that's strange. It's strange in the sense that it doesn't do it unless it's directly concatenated. Like, you can't call it and expect it to work the same. Like, that's what throws me off. Like, why? Why is it like that? So, what it's saying is, instead of calling it directly, if I literally just do this, then it'll work? If I literally just concatenate it with an empty string, it'll automatically call 2-string, but it won't include the ID comma? Like, really? The Discord. And let's do peek a stare. No, it still does. What a load of crap. What a load of bullshit. Okay, so the library is just broken. It's just broken. It might have been updated. Let's check. we don't actually know. Let's see. NPM update. That's so dumb. Emoji 2-string just does that. It did update something. Might have been dependency or something. Try it again. Let's see if it does the same exact thing. It does. Okay. Wow. That is strange, to say the least. Why would it include this? Like, it includes it either way. Like, almost tempted to. I would, throw in like, oh, send the actual message, but it's gonna just spam it. Well, let's try it. Let's actually just try exactly what the example code is. Okay? See how it works, because I don't think it's gonna work. I think I might have to report this as a bug, because I don't know how no one's noticed this. It's like a really big feature. Emote. I mean, come on. So in here, or even just before all this, let's just get the first emoji from the server. I already have the server here. Actually, I already have all that too. Let me just do server emotes first. And then message.channel.send. Or did I already use channel? No. PM send. Okay, yeah, so I never actually send in the channel. Let's see how that works. That seems so broken. Oh, so very broken. It says, hello, Smiley. Okay. So that's so strange. I don't know why it sends properly, but it doesn't console.log properly. Where the hell did the hello come from, though? I am so confused now. I don't know what's going on. Also, oh, I think because I switched scenes, your little follow got eaten up, but I appreciate the follow name that I cannot pronounce. Yeah, I switched scenes, so it just kind of ate up the follow. I'm sorry. It's on the corner of my eye. Oh. Whoa. Are we still live? Is everything still okay? Whoa there. Okay. Still live. Okay, everything's still here. Okay. Strange. I thought a blackout just happened, but my monitors just kind of both unplugged and like replugged, and I think maybe the power got logged somehow, but the Wi-Fi is still up. So I don't actually know what happened. That was really strange. I'm glad the stream's still alive though. That was terrifying. Let's continue. Let's ignore that. I thought maybe some, heat wave in California. I thought blackout just happened because people using their AC too goddamn much. I'm stuck here with a fan. Okay. So what do we want to do? So it does just work like this. Yeah, the hello, I literally just printed that in there, but it literally just works, which is very strange. So it says hello, and then it says the first emote. And that works, but it doesn't work in other senses. Okay, so let's try some things then. So if it works like this, then does it work if I just console.log server emote? Right? Server emote. Like that, without an extra E, and add the extra E in the right place. There you go. Will this work? Because it works up here. I don't know why this would work, but this doesn't. Because it's the same exact thing. Let's see. Let's rerun the bot, and let's just type anything, and it'll go through. Or it'll error. Type 49? Why is that erroring now? Oh, it's because I typed something that was shorter than 3 characters. Strange. Oh, I think maybe because I did and instead of or? Maybe? I screwed that up. So it's checking the length of something that doesn't exist. So it tried to grab the thing, but it doesn't exist because there's no other words in this. It's just H. So let's fix that real quick. That is happening right here. So if words less than 3, then it'll check. If not words, I plus V. So if this doesn't exist, and this, okay, so if it doesn't exist, or, I think it's just because I needed to put an or there. So what's happening is that we want to make sure the word actually exists before we try getting data from it, because then we can't get data from something that doesn't exist and it errors. So if we make it an or, if this resolves to true, it won't even bother trying to run this part. So if it doesn't exist, this resolves to true. That's why it kind of broke. So we save that. That should work now. Go back. Press H again. And it's doing the same exact goddamn thing. Why? Why is it this? Why is it formatted like this? This makes 0 sense. Like, seriously, it makes 0 sense because we copy paste it and it has, you know, the emote in it, but it sends correctly, but it doesn't, but it also does. It just makes 0 sense. I don't know why this would work in sending the message, but it doesn't work manually. Like, I just don't get it. I just don't. It might be because it, like, adds something to the message. But then again, it's also just a freaking... I don't know. So what we're going to have to do instead is we're going to work around it. Which is always kind of a bad thing, because if they ever update this functionality, it's going to break. But you know what? We're going to work around it. So we're going to find where the comma is, and we're going to take everything after the comma. Because that's all we need. I don't know why the hell there's a freaking comma. So let's go back to coding, and let's get the comma. So what we want to do with the server emote is let emote text equal server emote dot toString, and then dot slice, the start position being server emote dot toString again. Let's emote text real quick up here before we actually set it. So we could just perform a bunch of stuff on itself. Emote text. Move that. And then emote text dot bind? No, that's an array. God. I keep remembering these functions. We want to find where the comma is. So, is it includes? Returns true? No, it's not. What? God. I need a number. Why? I'm having a brain fart with this. It should be... Let's just check the string stuff again. Index of, that's what it is. My bad. I don't know why I forgot that. Emote text dot index of... We're gonna get the index of the comma. +1. So it'll get the comma, it'll start 1 after that, and it'll take everything afterwards. And then now, if we print the emote text, we should get a nice looking Discord. We send anything, we actually get the emotes that actually work. Can you believe it? The one thing that we were trying to get for a couple, half an hour about, I don't know. I don't know how long it's been. Man, that's kind of frustrating, but that's coding for you. So we got that working. We need to remove this. We don't need it to console.log anymore. And what should be happening now is if I save this, rerun it, and now if I send our emote, it still removes it for some reason. Why would that be? We're gonna have to put a bunch of console.logs back in here again. God, that's so annoying. Because what it's doing, it filters the string eventually. Oh, but it's including, I didn't change this. It's still server emote here instead of emote text. So it's including that ID in the beginning, so that's yucky and bad and gross and yucky. So let's re-add that, or, replace it. Go back to Discord, forget to change the server again, and then now, if we do a Pika stare, the bot's fine with it. If we do a Pika stare hi, the bot's not fine with it. If we do a Pika stare, oh, maybe it's not recursive, huh? Yeah, I don't think dot replace is recursive. Because what it does is it should work with, like 2 different emotes next to each other with no space. But I don't know if it'll work otherwise. Okay, yeah, sorry. I was just told there's a blackout right down the street. I wonder why. Big oof. I felt that. My modders, blipped out of existence because the power grid was probably readjusting. That's kind of terrifying. So the stream abruptly ends. You know why? Like literally, like half a mile from here is no power, so we're probably screwed. But we're getting stuff down. Everything saves, so we don't have to worry. But you know why if I just disconnect. And it'll also, do the thing where it's like, oh, we'll wait for 2 minutes with the, emote over Twitch that allows the streamer to reconnect because it didn't send a proper end signal. So, there you go. You'll know why. But yeah, it doesn't recursively work. So we need to replace every instance of that string. Right now it's just replacing the first instance, which I think literally is part of the description for that. Dot replace. I think it literally just says replace the first match with a string. So how do we recursively replace it? We could call it over and over again, assuming it changes. But there might be an easier way to do that. I'm not actually quite sure. Opera recovered from a crash. Oh, jeez. Okay, so I'm looking at all my stuff now. Opera actually crashed, which is my web browser. So I don't actually have the documentation open still. I'm pretty sure the power did surge a little bit. So that's why things just kind of broke, but it didn't completely take down everything. So there you go. To make sure I know where my phone is in case I need a flashlight. I've taken showers in the dark before, don't worry. I just turn on my flashlight, leave it there, and I just take a shower in the dark. It's like, okay. Well, as well. Okay. So, I'm getting distracted. I hope we don't have a power outage. It's 8:30. I mean, if there was a power outage, it should have been at like 4 when it was the hottest. Like, jeez. That sucks. But let's look up JavaScript replace all instances of string. Prerequisites. Okay, no, I don't want to use DigitalOcean. That's such a weird place to do that. So let's see what we need to do. Brightness warning, by the way. 3, 2, 1, flashbang. Actually, it's not open yet. Let me 3, 2, 1. Flashbang. There we go. We need to do it /G. So the easiest would be a regular expression with /G to replace all instances. This will replace all instances of foo with bar in string. If you have just a string, you can convert it to regexp object like this. Okay, cool. So we just need to do a /G. So let's try that out. That should be kind of difficult. So I can literally just do a slash here, huh? Can I? I don't know if I can. Hold on. Would I have to put this in here? Like, can I put a variable in my regex? I think that's what the second part of the question was about. Let's go back there real quick. I think that's what the second question's about. So pattern G, because you can't like insert it in here directly, but if it's a variable, then there you go. So let's try that out. So we need to do a little bit of new regexp. What a terrifying thing. So let's do new regexp pattern, which will be the emote text, or not the emote text, it'll actually be the filtered string. And then the flag will be G. So globally, it will remove all of that. So now, should be fine with 2 pikas right next to each other. Wow. Look at that. Look how happy they are. Oh, it's so beautiful. Look at them. Look at how happy they are. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Let me delete these. Okay. So, what can we do with this? I mean, that's about all we needed to do. I mean, of course, I could add the messages, you know, in post with everything, but we have the emotes working. They're whitelisted. I mean, I do want to add my personal server emotes to be whitelisted too, but I think for now this should be fine. And then, you know, all this stuff, you know, it's all good. So Morse code, actually, let's test it all out. Might as well. So Morse code. Let me just get a Morse code maker thing. Let me make Morse code real quick. So if I type in something like, hi, how are ya, in Morse code, copy that, and then go into our Discord. This is Morse code. We try sending that, it gets deleted. Wow, perfect. So we have Morse code being filtered out. That's good. What else do we need filtered out? The other thing was multiple short letters, but that only counts towards... Well, I guess it doesn't. Because we actually filter out the short letters before actually filtering the words. So, I think it's technically fine. But there you go. It doesn't actually even need whitelisted words for this. It'll actually just flag it immediately, which isn't the best. I mean, it'd make more sense if it went after, but you know, I think it's fine for now. So we have, I think, most, if not all, the filters that we need to actually just start running the bot. We still haven't tested the actual suggestion exception, but, you know, we could do that a little later. Or I could just run the bot and see if it works. That might be what I do, but there you go. I think that'll be fine for today. I'm gonna get off now. I hope you have a good rest of your day, night, evening, afternoon, or morning. Damn, I said that real quick. I really aced down that phrase. And that's my copyrighted phrase now. I'm gonna trademark that. But I appreciate you for stopping by. I have a Discord server, cicadia.dev/hub. And I think that's it. I have a new YouTube video out that's really cool. If you want to check that out, cicadia.dev/YT. So that's about it. I'm real proud of that one video, okay? But yeah, I'm gonna get off now, so appreciate you for stopping by. See you around.